how many of them are really good, solid people that you want to nurture. So I like it, and you and I talked about it, Beau, right? When people unsubscribe, we love that. We love that because we know they are not interested in what we are offering. So thank you for helping us to really narrow down the focus. This is Vinney Chopra, Vinney Smile Chopra. Thank you for following me on social channels, listening to my podcast, YouTube channel, all the different channels, and also liking the podcast. Please give us a 5-star review, subscribe to it, share the content. My blogs are there. Please watch them too and read them. Also, YouTube channel, all the different ones. My Vinney and Beau show on Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific every week. And also Abundance Mindset with Vinney and Walter Amarello on Thursday live. Please enjoy this show. Thanks again for everything. God bless you.
So today we're going to talk about marketing and building a media agency, because we're all media agencies, whatever we do. If you're in any kind of raising money, syndication, mortgage broker, real estate agent, you provide services for fees like you're a plumber. We all need these skills to drive more business. And so there's lots of strategies. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about these strategies. And so I read a book called Key Person of Influence. I read it a few months ago. A guy named Daniel Priestley, he's founded and started several multi-million-dollar businesses, and he wrote the book. And really the key person of influence, whatever you are in. So if for me, for example, I'm a key person of influence in the SBA lending and franchise space. So I want to get on as many stages and share my message about the industry, and then create little mousetraps. And look, I know that I'm doing people a service. So like I might sound like I'm mousetraps is negative, but it's not, because the people we help, we're actually, the people that come into our mousetraps, it's better for them than it is for me. Meaning I'm helping them get ahead in life and build legacy for their family.
So true.
But some of these people need to be caught in the mousetrap, because if not, they're gonna wake up one day, 65, 70 years old, and they're like, yeah, you know, I worked my whole life and I only have a couple $100,000, and like, it's not that great. I can't really do what I want. I can barely live, right? Like, and that's not right. We want you to have an abundant life, and to have an abundant life, you have to take action on something that's going to help you get to your abundancy level. And that's different for everybody. It could be $1 million. It could be a $10 million net worth. It could be a certain cash flow requirement. It could be a lifestyle. So that's what Vinney and I both do that. We help people get financially free and build wealth in different ways, but it's all similar. We're helping people. And so how do we help the most amount of people? We help the most amount of people by letting people know that we can help them and how we can help them and what the benefits are for them. The benefits for somebody that invests with Vinney: you get appreciation, you get depreciation, you get cash flow, you get tax strategy, right? For me, same thing. You get, you own a business, you buy a business, you get to escape the W-2 job if you want. You get cash flow that you can then invest into long-term real estate assets. You get good tax write-offs, right? So what we do is we help people. So now, if you're the key person of influence, that means you're one of the market leaders in that niche.
Right.
So that's where you want to go. So what does that mean? You talk about it on YouTube. You talk about it on other people's podcasts. You host events, and you bring your contacts and colleagues in. Those are the three main pillars, I think, to start becoming a key person of influence. And you build on that. And now once you get the ball rolling, you can also do, so I don't necessarily need to do outbound emails and stuff, but now what I'm finding is I am going to, because why not? You start stacking all these if you're
dominoes. Yes.
Yeah, think of a car wheel, and there's the hub, and then there's spokes that come off of it. So you want as many as spokes, I call them fishing lines in the water.
Yes.
So every day, people start finding you over and over again. You're not necessarily having to, and when people find you and they watch your content, like the guy this morning, he was sold. I didn't do anything other than film that, or I hosted an event and I made it evergreen, and right. And so how many of those guys will find me off that one video? And what if I had 1,500 videos that were that impactful?
So true.
So That's that's how you get the snowball rolling, and you keep driving on that. And where people would give up is people would start a podcast, they would get no traction, and they would quit. But
Yes.
like, I never quit, and I never will. And
Uh-huh.
so when I get a fish on the line, that could be a $25,000, 50,000, 75,000, $10,000 fish. And
So
so how many times can I do that? Now I make money and I have a surplus of money. And now I'm like, okay, what do I do with the surplus? I invested in cash flowing assets and appreciating assets. And then those become your little employees. And
yeah.
that's how you can start getting to become wealthy, right? And then you get to a point where you have so many dollar bills out there working for you. I don't
Hmm.
necessarily have to do the active bow, right? Because I'm active in my business. That's where the promised land. But I love Vinny loves what he does. He could be passive if he wanted today, but he likes being active
I
because,
like
yeah,
active and passive too, brother.
yeah,
Yesterday, Abundance Mindset Show with Walter, that's what our topic was, strategic partnerships. And I counted, I have 27 partnerships going on right now, where, all different in startups, in medtech, in cybersecurity, in AR, VR space, in metaverse, in Web3, all that. And then, of course, my other investments that I have done with in real estate, in storage units, and this and that, and my own. So 27 total, right? And the key thing is that you got to really find other partners or other people where you could invest a little bit or more money, and you can be on their board of advisors and other things so that you can see where their money is being really spent. And so that's so important what you're saying. It's good to make money, but then you got to make that money work for you too, passively and actively. I love being active in my field, which are only two avatars, like we have been talking with my accredited investors and my students, where I can give my knowledge to them and make them more winnies like me and better than me. I love when my students beat me, in my game and so forth. I love that, and be better and all that. So the key thing what you're saying is so true. We got to have that itch. How can I get better? My money starts working or whatever alliances I'm making, doing it outside the business. See, you cannot really be inside the business too much. And that's what you're really teaching in franchising. I love your concepts. Yeah.
yeah. No, I think this is this is a really exciting time. I
Hmm.
know a lot of people get worried about the economy, but at the end of the day, if you push forward, it doesn't really matter because we know. I remember during 2007, 8, when house prices in Nevada dropped like 60%.
Yeah.
We were so stuck in the phase of loss that all we thought about was loss for a few years. But what if you didn't think that and you turned the table and you thought about the opportunity? You were buying houses literally at 40 or 50 cents on the dollar, maybe even less. And
Remember,
you would have been a multimillionaire if you would have just
Mountain
taken action.
House. I still remember that Mountain House. Great, nice homes were down 70% or something in value. I couldn't believe it. I should have bought lots of them. It's only 45 minutes away from us, right? And I mean, that was, but in my multifamily, by the way, just to call spade a spade, I didn't know we were going through a recession. I mean, I had just gotten myself educated on multifamily syndications in 2006 and 7. And then we went to Odessa, Texas, out of anywhere, to start the business. And, we bought duplex and 14plex and then 109 units, I remember, and 140 units, 130 units, and then 98 units, and then 81 units, whatever it was, right? But we bought them cheap. And that's how the whole progress started. But again, uh, like you said, right now also with seller financing, with creative financing, there are opportunities out there. They are far in between. You have to underwrite lots and lots of them. One of my students just got 60 units accepted, NOI LOI over there in I think he's in Boston area. Miguel, he was talking about it, and he just picked up one idea. He did not put in LOI a time frame. to the seller, hey, that this LOI is good only for 48 hours or something. He did that, and guess what? Within 24 hours, the seller said, I'll give you an answer. And then he called back and he said, yes, I accept your offer. So some minor things can really make a big difference in deciding from the seller perspective and buyer perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know unless you ask, right?
Yeah.
And if he didn't kind of ask, so that's the other thing too, is you can't be afraid to make offers, right? Because
Yeah.
and don't get emotionally attached to any deal.
Yeah.
And the more offers you make, the better.
Better
And
chances. Yeah. Much
yeah,
better.
and that's what I learned too in email marketing
Yeah.
is it's okay when people unsubscribe. You want to get unsubscribes because that means you're doing your thing. So
I'm
not
so
everybody.
glad you said
Yeah,
it. I think
yeah,
so. Let's just gonna step right there. Stop it, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I've got 10,000 in my list. I've got 4,000. I've got 2,000." How many people read your emails? How many of them are really good, solid people that you want to nurture? So I like it, and you and I talked about it, Bo, right? When people unsubscribe, we love that. We love that because we know they are not interested in what we are offering. So thank you for helping us to really narrow down the focus. It's so important that not throwing paint on the wall, and if it sticks or whatever. I think it's much better now with AI, with everything happening, with all these different tools we can really pinpoint our avatars, our targets, so that we could serve them better.
yeah. I mean, there's always something. Even split testing the subject line in an email. So
Yeah.
every day, that's where I really want to focus is to make those little tweaks and to get the right lists of my avatars and
Hmm.
make literally thousands of offers to attend a workshop every
Yeah.
day. Come
Yeah.
to my workshop.
Yeah.
Here's what you'll learn. You
Yeah.
got nothing to lose. I'm not charging you to attend the workshop. Come.
Yeah.
And then, like when I did Business Ownership Summit, you know, I've spent a couple grand because I did do Facebook ads.
Yes.
But the question is because that's evergreen, what will that Business Ownership Summit that I did, the first one I did, what will that actually put in my pocket?
Uh-huh.
I think that will put in my pocket a significant amount of money. So let's just say I invested 5,000,
Hmm.
and I do most of mine organic. I probably don't really need Facebook ads. I think I could do it organically. But
Hmm.
yeah, that event could be worth $100,000.
Oh, look
So
at that. Look at
so
that.
what if I did that every month, right?
Yeah.
Every month, that's 1.2 million. And
Stream.
what's the lifetime value of a client?
That is the big thing. See, many times people forget, they look at your prospect as one prospect. I've mentioned and I've recorded also, multiply by 20. Because if you can really see that one customer, one client in just their face value, and if they are happy, they are delighted, how many more people they're going to tell, and they will come back in your fold. And people like to brag about when they're making good money or cash flows and things. People want to know, hey, where should I invest? And they are the ones, the second, third, fourth contacts they will reach out to. That's how my business grew. We didn't have any website or nothing for almost 6 years in my early part of the business with other partner. Then 2014, when the new company was formed 20 years back, my website didn't take place until 16, I think 2016 or so. So it's only 7 years. But the key thing is you got to make your self known in this economy, in this day and age. You got to look into digital presence. You got to have the best LinkedIn banner, and your message should be clear, and YouTube channel and podcast and all that.
You don't need it, but you want literally thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people to know what you do for a living and how you can help, better yet, how you can serve people and what benefits if
Mhm.
that person reaches out to you, how you can help them, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I mean, you really only need 1,000 loyal fans to make tons of money. But for
So
me, I want hundreds of thousands to
Yes.
know who I am, right? To know,
Yeah.
like, and trust me. And when they need something that I do that I can help facilitate, they reach out.
Yeah. That's so.
And you do that with digital, and you do that with evergreen digital, which is there working for you when you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And then you use automation. So this email sequence I'm doing, I'm sitting at the beach in Mexico, and a couple thousand people a day are getting a message, or a couple hundred people are getting, or even 50 people a day are getting that message. That
So
is the impact. That's the flywheel, and how the flywheel can really, really work for you. And then, then you talk about bringing in leverage,
yeah.
virtual assistants, technology stacks in that. Then that's how you can become a one-man show that is a small corporation, right?
Yeah.
Where you're doing as much deal flow as a big company with 100 people working there, and it's
True.
just you and a couple virtual assistants and
Yeah.
technology. That's where we're
It's
heading. And
possible now. It's very, very possible. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. The thing is, there's so much. I mean, yesterday, my what's that chatbot, right, in my iPhone. I mean, we were giving good prompts. We were changing the prompts. We were asking them to give it little humor into scripts and this and that and emails, and add some in the intro outro, some desi touch, and then refine it and more refine it and shorten it. Those prompts, I mean, within 1 minute we were able to get our intro, such good intro put together. Otherwise, we would have taken a lot of time to even write out and then scribble and this and that, or maybe even hire somebody outside and spend hundreds of dollars to just get that script, which Farouk, my partner, and I had to, record, because we are starting this show. We don't want third voice. Actually, our international partner, we should say, Menhur, she's doing the last part, so I'm there, Farouk is there, and then she comes in the end. That's our jingle. And then we're putting Indian music in the background. So I really like that. Yeah. So I think, meeting of minds, and just you can crush much, much better now with AI, artificial intelligence. If you're not able to adapt it, you don't need to learn anything at all, literally. I mean, you just download it on your laptop, or like ChatGPT 4.0 we have on my desktop. And then I have Chatbot, $49 for the whole year in my iPhone. And when I do my shows, I just put prompts, and it just gives me within 1 minute what are salient points that I could. And I say, oh, yeah, that makes sense, blah, blah,
I
blah.
hate writing emails, so what I do is I'll write up, like, hey, rewrite this email. I'll just scribble my thoughts, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Boom, it writes an elegant email. I
Yes.
copy and paste it. Boom. You can actually do it right from Gmail now. But anyways, like,
Yeah.
because I hate writing emails. I'm not a great writer. I
I'm
have
not
the
going
thought.
to either.
I know what I want to talk about, but I don't write elegantly. So that does it for me. It
So,
helps with scripts, helps with website content, helps with blogs. It gives you ideas for topics. I mean, literally, we're just scratching the surface. So you need to be involved in learning how to work with prompts and AI. If you're
yeah.
in if you're in if you're in sales, I mean, pretty much any industry, but like, if you're not using it, you're kind of foolish, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's coming here or
Yeah, I
not.
can see
Oh,
it.
you
Yep.
can't really. Oh, is that right? Yeah, Desi Money Show. Oh my gosh, it's not giving good picture, but that's me in the Indian costume, and then my part, my co-host right there, Farooq, and then we got the tagline from ChatGPT, celebrating the success and spirit of Desi minds. So that's all came together, right there. Hey, bro, thank you so much, brother. And thanks everybody for watching our show. We appreciate you. Please give comments and give us questions, and, like our shows, and, and share it with other people so that they can also get some benefit out of it. Again, we do it for fun. Vinney and Beau show together for many years now, maybe 3-4 years or whatever. We enjoy that, and I hope you do too. So thanks so much, Beau. Any last comments, brother? Yeah.
Go out and take action. That's what I'm
Yeah.
going to do today. Friday's the day to really set the tone for the next week. So it's not the day to go slack off. It's a day to like, all right, I'm going to crush it. And even on the weekends, I don't work that much on the weekends, but I do deep work. I think, I strategize, and then usually Monday morning, I really start the day and ramp it up hard.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we'll see you next Friday. Remember, we record the show about a week earlier, edit and everything, and you can see reels, you can see short videos, you can see full content, over there on the YouTube and all, under my channel, vinneychopra.com. And then also Brother Beau's, which one is yours? It's the...
They can just go to investorfinancing.tv. It
Yes.
takes into my YouTube channel.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So anyways, guys, we'll see you on the next
In the
episode.
next episode. Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
Do me a favor, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future.